We all know New York is the American capital of public transit, but again, this is America, and our system has several imperfections. But our new mayor has been very quick to propose his ideas to further enhance the New Yorkers' public transit experience. One of the core promises of Zoran Mamdani's successful mayoral campaign last year was that he would make all the city's buses fare free. This promise and many others like it swayed many young working class voters grappling with a higher cost of living. However, this plan is very controversial, as many people have viewed it as communist and a waste of funds. Jano Lieber, the chair of the MTA, which is the state agency that is actually responsible for changes to the city's transit, has also been incredibly reluctant to fulfill that wish. And in the midst of the controversy of this proposal, there has emerged a replacement proposal for how the MTA should spend the projected $1 billion a year that would be spent on free buses. This proposal is called the Better Billion and was outlined in a report by NYU earlier this month. It's caused a lot of conversations with the FOMer and transit nerd community, conversations that have already resulted in videos getting made. But after my original idea for this video got shelved due to the incredible difficulty of getting research, I decided what better video to make than this, being a New Yorker that takes transit all the time. So I'm going to try and go rapid fire on the 12 different projects outlined in the report to try and give you a just feel on things. And in the end, I'll put everything together into an overall overview. You got that? Okay, good. Let's get into it. First decade. 1. Have the 4 replace the 3 on the Livonia Avenue line and build a new line down Utica Avenue for the 5 train, with 8 new stops all the way south to Kings Plaza, and have the 3 replace the 5 on the Nostrand Avenue line. 2. Complete the 2nd Avenue subway extension to and through 125th Street with 3 new connections. Well, the governor and MTA have already been planning on doing this, so I guess cross that one off. 3. Queensland, the project that Joint Transit Association would kill for. Extends the M train from 63rd Drive down the LIRR's abandoned Rockaway Beach branch to the Rockaways, transferring with several other lines in Queens. 4 new stations. Second decade. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we're not doing this over 5 or 10 years, we're doing this over 40. Oh, New York, you political and contracting mudhole. Okay, so anyway, 4. Make a new line down the LIE, connecting the W with the IBX, I'll explain what that is later, the 7 train, and the Queens Boulevard line, while going all the way to 188th Street with 9 stations in between. This one notably makes transit easier for Queens College students. Oh boy, we're not even close to done yet. Extend the 6 train in the Bronx from Pelham Bay Park to Bartow Avenue in Co-op City. It'll connect to the Northeast Corridor line of Metro North after Penn Access definitely happens. And there will be 2 stops added. Yeah, there's quite some variety in the lengths of these projects. Expand the F further east on Hillside Avenue from 179th Street in Jamaica to Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, with 3 stops in between. What? This is a really long thing to record, and I get hungry really quickly. Third decade. Oh my gosh, bro. There's optimism, and then there's this. Okay, so 7. Another extension of the 2nd Avenue sub, and another that the MTA might. I don't know. It's really, really complicated. This time, the expansion will happen in the other direction towards the financial district to take some of the weight off the Lexington Avenue line. It'll go all the way down to Broad Street and will be served by a new train called the T. No Boston. 8. Another 2-stop extension, this time for the 7 train to 162nd Street in East Flushing. Despite its small size, it is decently important as Northeast Queens is historically underserved, and this helps it just a little bit more. 9. This one's interesting. It's another one in Queens that has to do with an LIRR line. This time, the E is extended southeast to Springfield Boulevard, again, in Laurelton. Fantastic! As someone who frequents the E and F, I can't wait to fall asleep and wake up all the way in the southeast. There's 5 new stops, too. And finally, the 4th decade. Again, we're in 2059 at this point. 10. The Cross Bronx Express Line. I remember making up this train idea not that long ago that was kind of a mix between Queenslink and this, going from JFK Airport through all the subway terminals in Queens and then crossing through all those lines in the Bronx. Well, this is basically that except the Queens part. Just count the number of lines in the Bronx, that's the number of stops. Also, the new service is called the 12 train. What happened to the 8, 9, 10, and 11? You liked that segue, and I know you did. Anyway, this one is an N train extension to LaGuardia Airport with 5 extra stops. Nice, but this is the 2060s, so who's to deny that we're just gonna have teleportation and won't need planes anymore? Oh wait, then we wouldn't need a subway anymore either. And 12. Expand the IBX to Astoria to connect with the N. For those of you that don't know what the IBX is, it's a light metro service, as of now, that is planned to connect all the lines in Brooklyn and Queens, except that Paley G, of course, so that commuters don't have to walk a country mile in a rough neighborhood or go to Manhattan to transfer. And for all of its upsides, it's not officially going to connect to the N and W trains in Astoria yet, and that's what this last project aims to do. And there's 3 new stations. Thank gosh, it's finally over. Oh shoot, I'm still recording. So that was the whole better billion plan that those experts at NYU came up with as an alternative for Mayor Mamdani's free bus proposal. They say that all these projects happening will encourage the building of around 167,000 housing units, contributing to the 200,000 units that the mayor wants to get built to combat the city's housing issue. But again, this is happening over a whopping 40 years, presumably long after he leaves. For the first decade, the site projects just under 40,000 units to be built, which is still a pretty decent boost. You might be wondering what the total cost for all 12 of these plans is, and it's projected to cost around $48 billion, 2026 US dollars to be specific. That may seem like a lot, but that's only around 1.2 billies per year on account of the whole 40 years thing. And that's the story so far. An incredibly optimistic and long term plan combating a more instantaneous but more controversial one that the mayor campaigned on. Mamdani himself hasn't responded to it yet as of writing, but if there's one thing we should all remember about the guy, it's that no matter what he does, he'll always be a communist, jihadist failure in the eyes of the Post.